しののです。チキンポリスポイントイットレッド。さっきちょっとだけ、初期設定だけちょっといじったんだけど、それ以外はね、初見だから、やっていきましょう。
I ran out to get a pack of cigarettes, but I left my wallet at home.
思ったより声がダンディーだな。
Yeah, that's me. I'm getting old. My name is Sonny Featherland, an investigator for 20 years, and once the star of the predatory division of the Clawville Police Department, one half of the legendary Chicken Police. But buying a pack of smokes is more than I can handle right now. Maybe I should just lay low. Yeah, I'll do that. The most colorful place in the wilderness. For all the gods, what bullshit. The last clucking color left this city years ago. And slowly I'll turn gray too.
かっこいいね。
Still, what do I expect? We're living in a vast experiment, and don't even notice that everything got clucked up a long time ago. We believe in this wonderland of peaceful coexistence. Wolves and sheep, chickens and hounds. Yeah, sure, why not? It's just ridiculous. The dog eats the chicken. It's in our nature. I'm not propping up the illusion anymore. 121 days, and it's over. Retirement. What could possibly go wrong?
事務所かな？鹿がおるが。
Ah, crap. My office lock is a piece of shit if a dame can pick it. She stood in the darkness. The light painted stripes on her body. It whispered secret little things that were never there in the first place. But she was no zebra. Reality was just a light switch away. Elizabeth or Charlotte? I was sure she'd have a sophisticated-sounding name. She had a bygone look in her eyes, older than this ancient building, and perhaps the whole city itself. Or maybe I'm just drunk. But she was the first womanly thing in my place for a long time, so I had to give her a chance.
一応、英語の音声がね、終わるまでは待ってようかね。で、この人だよね。ちょっと後にしたいな。古い本。
Books I'm never gonna read. Maybe nobody ever has.
じゃあなぜ置いてるんだい？あ、開けれる感じ。適当に110番する。ダメですね。何桁なんだろう。33ございます。はい。当然だね。
I don't even know what these papers are. Every whiskey has the same color nowadays, at least in this price range.
Yes.
I promised myself I'd write a novel one day.
書いてないと。なるほど。
My last cigarette. You're lucky I don't have a light, pal.
持ってたぞ。 こう見渡
My
れてみよう
wallet
か。
and my badge. The wallet is real. The badge ain't. Chief Bloodboil took mine. So I got this one out of a pack of cornflakes. Just in case.
やめたもんね。
She doesn't seem so dangerous that I need to grab my gun, but you never know.
そうね。まあでも、この人なんか、依頼をしに来たでしょ、単純にね。
I don't see colors anymore. Only emptiness. Everything faded. I need another drink. I don't even know where the key is. Whatever's inside is gonna stay there forever.
適当ね、じゃあ。
We used to be star cops a few years ago. Tabloid press, radio interviews, and even a book series. I don't miss those days. Of course, Marty, my old partner, would disagree. He just loved the spotlight. This is one of the most beautiful memories from my old life before Molly left me and took our daughter.
人妻か。文章。
The good things in life don't last long. The best ones always leave first. I saw that in the window of a shoe store. I never understood it, or what it had to do with shoes. M.B. Davis, the eternal king of jazz. The photo is from the days of jazz prohibition. I only heard the old man live one time, but I'll never forget that night. And not only because I woke up at the harbor without my gun, my badge, and my pants.
やらかしてるじゃないか。
The wild gentlemen. Those guys rebuilt the city after the great fire of 867. My heroes when I was a little chick. I'm starting to think they should have left Clawville as it was, burned to the ground.
寝室、ああ、じゃあ自分の家も兼ねてるのか。お、電気ついた。
Behind that door lies the kingdom of dirty clothes, cigarette butts, and empty bottles.
一人暮らしの男の部屋だね。じゃあ、荷物が、
Ironic, but ever since I've been on furlough, with only my fake badge sitting in my cabinet, I feel more like a cop than I ever had before. More like a Clawville cop,
解
anyway.
雇されたんだ。自分で辞めたわけじゃない
Oh
んだ。
man, I totally get you. I haven't dusted you off in a while, partner. Looks like I may be needing you now.
普段は使ってないんだな。これは、人物メモ、場所のメモとかそういう感じ。読みたい人は一時停止してね。数値データ。なるほど。尋ねる質問。
Who is this dame, anyway? And what the cluck is she doing in my apartment on New Year's
大
Eve?
晦日。今日は大晦日なのか。
Let me introduce myself. My name is Deborah, Miss Deborah Ibanez.
You're mistaken, ma'am.
Oh, really? Please enlighten me, Mr. Featherland.
I'm not a private eye. I'd recommend Mr. Philmar Lowe instead of me. He's a nice guy.
探偵じゃないんだ。探偵かと思ってた。
Believe me, Mr. Featherland, it's not an accident I came to you.
Look, miss, I work for the police, and I'm currently on leave. I couldn't accept private commissions even if I wanted to. Not even from a classy dame like you.
Am I that easy to read?
That's my job. But tell me, since you've invited yourself in, would you like a drink?
I don't usually drink.
Well, I've got to have one. And it'd be rude of me to drink alone. So, maybe some sherry?
If you insist. But bourbon, please.
Huh. Thank the wild ones. That's all I have.
What a coincidence.
So come on. Spill it. From the beginning.
Let me introduce myself.
あ、リ
My
プレイ
name
を
is
とこの
Deborah.
最初
Miss
からなっちゃった
Deborah
か。
Ibanez.
セリフスキップはあ、全部スキップされる。なるほど。こういう探偵もののゲームなんだけど、探偵もの、でも探偵じゃないんだね、主人公は。こう事件を解決していくゲームらしいが、警察を解雇されて、つまり今無職ってことだね。なんか今あったの。ほうほう。あと世界観追加されたって言ったな。これか。
Legs that go on for days. That's better. Now, if I understand correctly, your mistress is receiving threats. What kind of threats exactly?
It's a very strange matter. First, there were letters. Then it came printed on a wine bottle's label, sent as a gift. Then carved into a brick, thrown through the window. And finally, they painted it on the wall of the house in giant red letters.
そら怖えよ。
I think it's time to dig a little deeper. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some routine questions.
Please, that's why I'm here.
12質問、これか。ジョン・ルール。俺は怪しいぞってなんだよ。怪しい。印象。ここの印象を選んで、質問していく？刑事メーター。グラス側になるよね。
I must be cautious and smart. This dame seems shy, which I can use to my advantage. But I must be careful about what I say to her, or I can scare her off. Let's start gently, and when the time comes, we can go in hard. Who exactly are you, ma'am?
I'm not somebody important, Mr. Featherland.
You're important enough to deal with such a delicate matter, right?
I carry out the wishes of my employer, nothing more. This means simple paperwork, most of the time.
You've been thrown into deep water, sweetheart. Tell me, can you even swim?
Believe me, this is just as unpleasant for me as it is for you, if not even more.
どの辺に住んでてほしいな。引っ込み思案の類深い。
Tell me, which part of the city do you live in? Calavera Hills? Flowerville, maybe?
Look, I don't want to answer that. I'm here on behalf of my employer, and not on personal business.
Fair point, Deborah. Let's try a different approach.
ちょっと雑談しろってことだな。こっち行ってみようか。なぜ今日来なきゃならなかった。
Why did you have to visit me this particular evening?
I have my reasons. I may look like a silly little fawn, and maybe I am, but I still have common sense.
I don't doubt that for a second, Miss Ibanez.
This day is essential to my mistress, and she thought it's also important to you.
A message in itself, for sure. But to be honest, even you are.
You know what? I'll just take that as a compliment, even if it wasn't meant as such.
これにするか。多分個人的な情報を話したくない系の仕方かな。
Why did you come to visit me? Why not your employer herself?
My employer is Miss Natasha Katsenko. She hasn't been leaving her home lately, only if she really has
基
to.
本的か。
How so?
Miss Natasha is afraid. She's scared because of those unwanted messages, and everyone knows who she is.
So she's that kind of woman.
I don't
So
know
you
what you
think.
mean.
Of course you do, Deborah. Thank you, by the way. We're finally getting somewhere. We
家の
avoided
壁
the
にね
point long enough.
赤いペンキでメッセー
Deborah's
ジ書かれたら
hiding
嫌だよ
something,
ね。
no question. Let's focus on that.
もう担当直入に聞き
What
ましょう。
exactly did you expect by coming here to meet me?
I expected your help, just like my mistress said.
Oh, that's very nice. But have you seen this neighborhood? Have you seen this wreck called a hotel? Who were you hoping to find in a place like this?
Someone reliable
Well, I am reliable.
and discreet
That's right.
硬いか
and
サニー。
thorough
No question about that.
and has a heart of gold.
Okay, let's stop it right there. Do you think you're cut
あ、
out for this kind
押して
of
しまっ
work?
た。
Not in the slightest.
Then why all of this?
I just can't say no to Natasha.
Would she hurt you if you did?
No, of course not. She's my friend.
I see.
こっちかな。
Don't you think this whole thing is a...
Look, Santino, I'll explain everything.
I have no doubt about that. You look just the type, sweetheart. No offense.
I'll take that as a compliment. Or maybe I'll act like I haven't heard it.
You see, we're starting to understand each other.
上かな。
Tell me, Deborah, why should I believe you at all?
Because my mistress trusts you.
なぜ
Should that be enough?
If you really like what she thinks you are, then yes.
Damn, what can I say to that?
サニーはそんな
Look,
に有名人な
I
のか
didn't
い。
mean to back you up against the wall.
You have a way with words, sweetheart. Did you ever want to be a cop?
No, not for the world.
Heh, smart answer. Be honest and tell me what you're so afraid of.
You know, Mr. Featherland, my mistress's partner is Hobart Wessler. Or as most people know him,
Ibn Wessler, the Kingpin.
exactly.
Feathery gods help me.
So you get it now. The secrecy.
To put it mildly, I think I understand it all. Wessler. This little piece of the puzzle changes everything.
たくさん情報が出てきたぞ。本当か？一回送りミスって適当に選択したぞ。でギャングのに雇われてる秘書っていうか事務員だっけね。標的になってる。 雇い主は、このナターシャツ猫か。で、ボスが、ナターシャの、まあ、彼氏ギャング、ボスだね。クソ野郎でもなんだろう。クソ野郎か。うん。猫ははい。はい。ここから先は見たかな。
Why don't you take it to the police? Just go there and file a report. Photos, flashing lights, fingerprints, you know the drill. The evidence is very clear. Even a moderately talented detective could easily wrap this case up. Or just try the phone. 555-111.
Please, take a look at this.
Well, okay. Let's see.
書いてみてください。
I know Molly very well. Please note this when deciding whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Treat her as gentleman. N.
I felt like I'd been hit on the back of my head with a blackjack. Reality tilted. Molly. Good gods. What was her name doing there? I glanced at the opposite wall with the well-worn picture frames. Like an eternally dark hole in the wall. A missing piece. She was wearing a light silk dress and singing a lullaby. The waves caressing her beautiful long legs. Why Molly? Why now?
Mr. Featherland? Santino, are you all right?
What the hell is this supposed to mean?
I don't know anything, Mr. Santino. My mistress told me to give this to you. She said you'd understand. Don't you?
Oh, of course I understand, Miss Ibanez. I get it very well. But this case is becoming more and more confusing. It's starting to look like blackmail.
Blackmail?
Don't play innocent with me.
But...
All right. When can I visit?
Visit? Me?
Not you. Miss Katsenko.
Oh, yes. You can find her at the Tsar Club.
Didn't you tell me she's not the social kind? That she's especially unsociable? Or does she only like loud and crowded clubs?
No, she's really not like that. But she owns the place.
Judging by the flyer, it must be a very busy club, especially on New Year's Eve, right?
I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding Miss Katsenko, but there's one small problem, Mr. Featherland.
Let me guess. Mr. Wessler better not know about my visit.
Exactly. How did you know?
20 years experience, ma'am. Oh, and please, call me Sonny.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Sonny.
I'll talk about the rest with Ms. Katsenko in person. A good friend of mine would be happy to take you home if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that, Sonny.
ウサギそのウサギは誰だ。あ、間違えた。そのウサギは誰だい。動物。ルイス。ああ、これが友人ってやつか。ほうほう。じゃあルイスにとりあえず電話をかければいいのか。5593に。93
Hey, Lewis. Am I bothering you?
No. Of course not, Sonny. Old friend, what's up?
Could you come over? I've got a favor to ask if you're not busy.
For you, anything. Just a minute.
信頼されてるな、主人公さん。
Lewis arrived a few minutes later. He lived in the rooms above, so it
なるほど、
wasn't
なるほど。
difficult getting here. Not to mention that he's a rabbit. It was a quick hop. The Atlas Hotel was his inheritance. It was once a well-renowned place, but not anymore. The last economic crisis ruined it. And now, besides me, he was the only resident of this enormous place.
じゃあ、このウサギが大家みたいなもんだな。この部屋のね。
The good old rabbit. I can always count on him, even on New Year's Eve.
海そばに飛んできてくれるシーン。
Thanks for being so quick, Lewis. Can you drive Miss Ibanez home? I have some things to take
いい
care
人
of.
間じゃないか。
Of course, Sonny.
あ、
You
超
know
いいやつじゃん。
anything for you.
Thank you for being so considerate, Sonny. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it.
Goodbye, then.
So long, Deborah. Before I visit the club, I have to take a detour. I've got a feeling that this case isn't going to be a one-man job. And there's only one bird in this city I can trust.
まあ、このちょっと見るけど、元奥さん、
Molly, where do you live
この
now?
元奥さんの話が出たのがちょっと嫌な感じするよね。これじゃなくてアイテムか。これ。
Molly, my ex-wife. What do you have to do with all this?
で、シーンの種類。サブクエストとかそういうことか。閉鎖は今は進めれない。あ、じゃあメインを進めつつ限定が出たら限定シーンを進めようってことね。なるほど。ここしか行けねえ。あ、戻ってしまった。とりあえず今は死刑に行こうってことか。この前にちょっとゼボラさんにね、話を聞いてみよう。
Could I ask you a few more questions?
Feel free, Sonny.
パーソネールの方。でもこのナターシャ、猫のこれはもう何も聞けそうにないよね。これ聞くか。
So, Ibn Wessler, eh? You know you could have dropped the bomb a little earlier.
If I started with that, I'm sure you would have thrown me out.
You're right. He's one of the most dangerous gangsters in the city.
I only know he's an influential businessman.
Isn't that the same?
Not even you can see the world as that black and white.
全部聞けるのね。じゃあ上から。
I've already told you more about myself than I wanted to.
Afraid you'll get your hands dirty?
I'm afraid I already did.
何にもしてくれなかった。
Do you think my whereabouts aren't a secret?
Do you think they ever were?
Well, I was
いや、
hoping.
ギャングの
Clawville is
John
a big city, but not so big that Santino Featherland can hide in it.
Oh, please. Flatter me more.
Sonny, I've already told you what I know. I've never read the message. My job was to give it to you and nothing more.
You really are this innocent, aren't you?
I'm not sure I get what you mean.
Let me give you some advice, sister. Leave the city and get as far as you can from the likes of Ibn Wessler.
It's not so simple, Mr. Featherland. My mistress needs me.
Is she really that important to you? That you drive around in the dead of night, to questionable places, to deliver messages you know absolutely nothing about.
I would do more than that for her.
I see. You're smooth.
Thank you, Mr. Featherland.
Sonny, please. Just Sonny. So this Natasha dame.
Look, I'm just the messenger. You have to talk to my mistress about the details. Miss Katsenko was very clear on this matter.
I see. But
Please, Sonny, let's not make this even more uncomfortable.
okay, understood. Let's drop it.
Thank you.
さあ、ヒロ雑に聞いたかな。うん。君は、一応話しとくか。
I can always count on you. Thanks, old buddy.
Don't even mention it, my
Squeeze.
friend.
You got anything planned for today?
I thought I'd visit a nightclub. It's New Year's
性
Eve
格
after
は
all.
結構オープンというか、明
Well,
るい
I
感じな
didn't
の
mean
か
to
な。
hold you up.
I'll ask a favor of you someday.
I owe you a lot of those, don't I?
That's true. I don't deny it.
超いいやつじゃん、ルイス。では、この後一緒にバーに来るかい。まあでも、連れてけないんだろうな、きっとな。これ、情報をさ、古いのと新しいのって、なんかこう、わかりやすく出してくれると親切なんだけど、多分出たらマークみたいに出してくれるのかな。さて、じゃあ長くなってきたので、今回は一回ここで切りたいと思います。お疲れ様です。